Hey guys, so today I'm testing out and playing around with some new makeup releases. I have some things from NARS, Laura Mercier, e.l.f., and a bunch of other products and brands that are newly released and new to me. So I thought I would take you through applying them, give you my thoughts, see how they wear throughout the day. I thought today's dark and stormy day would be as good of a day as any to just sit around, apply some makeup, see how these things work out. Before we get into it, if you are not subscribed to my channel or if this is your first time here, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before the end of this video. All right, let's go ahead and get into creating this look, see what I think about all of this stuff that's on my face. I usually try to film videos where I'm doing my makeup without a ring light, just using only my big windows, but we just don't have a lot of natural light going on. I am applying this Pixie Lip Lift Max in the shade Sweet Nectar. It doesn't really matter the shade. I'm just kind of using it to condition my lips as a prep step while I get ready. So in order to use this brand new foundation, I am using a primer that I'm familiar with, and that's the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I'm just applying it on half of my face because I've used this with my Hourglass Veil. I've used this with a few other primers and I really like it, but I haven't used it with this one, and I wanted to see with this more hydrating primer how it compares to wearing it without a primer. They sent me 3 shades. The deepest is Santa Fe medium 2. So it's in the squeezy tube. I just squeezed a little bit out onto my hand. I've really been loving this so much. This is a great full coverage foundation. This is the coverage with one very light coat. I still have this much left on my hand, and I'm going to do this side with the primer on it. I do find it kind of wants to grip to the face a little bit, so I really don't like using it that much with a brush. I really like using it with a sponge a lot better. I'm really hoping you can see what this is doing with this lighting. I find I like using natural light more in my videos because it just gives a truer picture of what everything looks like. But I mean, sometimes I just have, you know, weather conditions where I have to use a ring light. But I mean, one light coat, I still have this much left on my hand. So I'm just gonna dab this where I think I need a little bit more coverage. I'm not going for super full coverage today. I don't usually go for that look. I'm probably going to be talking about this foundation quite a bit because I really do think it's great if you have oily combination skin and want something that's going to stay on your face but not look like you're wearing a mask, and you maybe want a little more coverage than usual. So this wasn't a total first impression, but it is a new release, and I know you guys probably want to see how it applies, what it looks like, although I think I look very ghostly with this ring light on. We'll even it out with makeup. Today I'm using the Kaja Catnap Under Eye Corrector, which I think is a fairly new product. I mean, Kaja is kind of a new brand to me anyway. They're available at Sephora, and I just dab this right where I have any darkness. Not like concealer, you don't want to apply it everywhere, but this is just going to kind of correct the purple blue undertones of my circles so that I can apply less concealer, you know, and have less layers. The correctors I like are very thin and don't, you know, cake up underneath your makeup. And I'm still feeling this one out, but I think it does a good job of helping correct the darkness. This weather is crazy today. I just needed to get some filming done. We're having the outer bands of rain from Hurricane Laura, which shifted west of New Orleans, but it has just been devastating and it's still going. So we just started with the rain today, or the heavy rain I should say, today, and winds, and it's supposed to go on for like the next 3 days. If you guys know of any new concealer releases that are good for the under eye areas, you know, ones that don't say matte, let me know because I don't have a new concealer here. This is my e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. Oh, I just put way too much of that on my lid. I think this is just a phenomenal concealer. I did an entire video dedicated just to this concealer and a powder combo that I'm loving underneath my eyes. I'll link that for you guys if you haven't seen it. Now on my face, I'm using the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Canel. They're relaunching this to go along with the Soft Matte Foundation. It's a really great face concealer. I find it stays in place, it covers nicely. Okay, so we have a new translucent powder here from Laura Mercier. It is in the shade Honey, which is a tinted kind of warm shade, but it seems like it's pretty translucent. So I'm going to attempt to set my face with this. I might just dab some under my eyes and see how much it changes that area, or if it does at all. I really don't like using tinted powder underneath my eyes, but we're gonna see how this goes because, you know, it's trying new makeup and I know you guys want to see what's what. I actually don't mind that. I actually think it kind of helps conceal the circles. Okay, I'm kind of shocked at this powder right now. So I'm just gonna dab this all over. Okay, I'm liking this a lot. Somehow she formulated this perfectly to where it doesn't oxidize the under eye area, and it kind of just makes everything look more seamless on the face. I mean, I'm liking that a lot. I'm hoping during this whole thing I will look a little bit less ghost-like. We'll see how that works out. Okay, went a little crazy in that section. Let's just spread that out. I don't know what happened there. I got a little crazy loving the powder too much. This really might be the first tinted powder I've ever liked. I mean, we're gonna, you know, see how this wears today, but so far I'm kind of digging it. I have this Rimmel Brow Pro Micro Pen, and I'm gonna go through my brows with this just a little bit, just so you guys can see it. I tried this briefly one time and thought I liked it, but I didn't have time to keep trying it, so I wanted to feel it out today a little bit more. So far, I am loving that I can get such a natural look with this, so much easier than the high-end brow pens that I have. I don't have to use as light of a hand. I find that with a lot of brow pens, it's very easy to go overboard very quickly. I mean, if you just press down too much just one time, it kind of screws up everything, and I feel like that's not an issue with this one. This shade is really good for me, and it's not printed on here anywhere. So I have no idea what shade I'm using. If I can figure out the shade, I will put that down in the description box. I mean, maybe there's a huge difference in the pen caps or something to where it's pretty obvious, but I don't know why on earth they wouldn't print that on the packaging. Brows are never my strong suit. I just get them about as even as I can. For my brow gel, I'm using the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow in the shade Light. I'm trying to find a substitute for the Maybelline one that I love so much that was discontinued. Okay, wipe off the wand on the packaging or you'll get a big glop like I just did. So I'm gonna have to fix that with my spoolie. Okay, wow, I can feel that this brow gel wants to hold. I wasn't expecting that already. For my bronzer, I'm using NARS Punta Cana. I have not used this on my face before. It might be a little bit dark. This is Laguna. I've just wanted to try Punta Cana, so today is as good of a day as any. And I did not tap off my brush first, so yeah. All right, so if I end up with too much, I can fix that at the end. I'm not really worried about that. I actually like this shade. It's got some reddish undertones to it, which I think can be really, really flattering in the summertime. I mean, any time of year, but it just really gives you that, you know, sun-kissed look. Okay, so I just had a huge panic moment and had to run out of the room and come back in because I got a notification that my laptop was about to die, which is what I use as my monitor. And I thought I had it plugged in, but I didn't. So I had to run and go get it, run back, and then go refill my coffee because I need coffee. And in the process, I have no idea where I set down the bronzer brush I was using. I switched to this one. I'll have all the products I'm using linked down below. And my lighting has completely changed because the cloud cover has kind of lifted for right now. I know it's going to come back though. I actually really like this Punta Cana shade. I thought it might be kind of dark. You do have to tap off your brush first or you'll end up with a big splotch. But I mean, it blends out pretty nicely even if you do, you know, get a little splotchy at first. So I bought every single one of the e.l.f. bite-size duos. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I think I'll just figure that out after I do the eyes. I didn't intend for there to be so much NARS in this video, but they just released some things that look pretty exciting, and I have not dipped into this Extreme Effects palette. So this is what we have here. It's got some nice shades for fall. This is the first time I'm using this, and I'm not even sure what look I'm gonna do. Sometimes that's the best thing. So I'm just taking this shade right here and using it as a transition and underneath the lower lash line as well. And I'm gonna take this shade and use it in the crease. I have to go a little bit above the crease so you can actually see this shade. It's just, you know, a little bit of hooding that's going on as I get older. I'm sure a lot of you can identify, as you've told me. Okay, that blended out super, super nicely, and I only needed a tiny, tiny bit of pigment. I'm gonna take that on a smaller brush just right underneath the lash line. I'm taking this shade on a denser brush and placing it on the outer third, and I don't know, I may go up into the crease too. Just gonna feel that out as I go. I'm just kind of packing this on. I'm taking a clean blending brush and just buffing out those edges. I'm not so much worried about the inside of my lid because I'm going to be topping that with something. I'm not sure what. I want to try this shade because I can't quite figure out how it's going to come out. I actually might try to pick this up on a brush too and see how that applies. I'm liking it, but I feel like I want something more. So these three shades I just put on my fingers here. I actually might go in with this kind of bronzy shade right here just to kind of deepen up this middle. And I'm going to take this purple and put it in that outer third too. And I'm going to take this on the outer third of the lower lash line as well. I kind of want to see what those shadows look like wet. So I'm just going to spritz a brush. Okay, yeah, I really, really like them wet. So this black has a little bit of shimmer to it, but I can't really see it when it's on my finger. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how that comes off on the eyes. I'm going to try and line with it. Changing brushes. I feel like I needed a stiffer brush. I'm just pressing this on the lash line and doing just kind of a little modified wing here. Very soft and kind of smudgy. The way I usually do that is so much more age-friendly, if you will. I did get some fallout that dusts away very, very easily, so that's good. I'm gonna actually mix the purple and the black a little bit just to deepen up this outer corner a little bit more. I finished the other eye and I'm back to try two new mascaras I have not tried before. This is the Karity Bold Mood Mascara and this is the NARS Climax Extreme. It's brand new. This side is the Karity and I do feel like my lashes are a little bit better on this side. I'm expecting a lot from that NARS mascara, so we're gonna see how it performs. Neither of these formulas are fiber or waterproof, I don't think, so they're not gonna hold my curl. I don't have hopes for that. So as I usually do to hold my curl, I used a very, very thin layer of waterproof mascara and combed it out just so my lashes would be as natural looking as possible and so I could see the full effect of these mascaras. I'm combing out the tiny bit of clumping I got with that mascara. I have clump prone lashes, so I always use a lash comb no matter what with any mascara pretty much. I mean, I can't even think of a mascara that I have not gotten clumps with. This is a very, very fat tube and the bristles are super, super close together, so I would think that this is going to give a lot of volume, but you never know. What if it's just clumpy? I am finding that it's a little bit hard to get it kind of close. This is a very, very wet formula as compared to the Karity, so it is giving me spider lashes right away, which again is not anything that's uncommon for me. I'm just gonna have to comb it out. And I feel like it straightened my lashes a little bit. While I'm waiting for these wet lashes to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this Milani Ludicrous Matte Lip Crayon in the shade Can't Even. I also need to decide what shade of blush and highlighter I'm putting on. I have no idea how new these are. I just haven't heard anybody talk about them and I'm trying to, you know, find some lip products that will stay on a little bit better because of the whole mask situation, but not, you know, be too drying. I'm loving this color, first of all, and it glides on really, really easily. All right, so we're gonna see how this wears today. Okay, so I have had to really spend some time combing out this NARS side, and I do feel like it kind of straightened my lashes out a little bit because it was so wet and heavy. I'm gonna go back in with one more coat, and I'm gonna scrape off that NARS brush really, really well, which I don't have to do with this Karity at all. I am just really scraping a ton off of this wand. Okay, that's much better, but it's still a little bit clumpy. It is straightening out my lashes because it's so heavy and wet. I think this might be a formula that needs to be worked with a couple of weeks before it really starts performing well. So I might have to revisit this. I do like the Karity, so there's that, and I know a lot of people don't know about that brand. While I'm letting the mascara dry on this side, or dry a little bit so I can comb it out, I'm going to decide which one of these. I'm thinking this one, and I cannot read the back of it because it is so, so small. I'm going to use this new Persona double-ended blush and highlighter brush for this. I've tried a couple of the other shades, like the brighter ones that I knew would work for me, but I haven't really tried this one before. And the highlight looks kind of dark, but it doesn't actually go on very dark. It actually looks really, really pretty. I did just do a video on blush placement, and contour and bronzer. You know, for those of us who may be over 35, over 40, if you are interested in that, I will have that linked for you. I am liking this shade of blush. I like the highlight. As for lashes, if you guys are liking both or one or the other, let me know in the comments. This is the Karity and this is the NARS, 2 coats of each. I don't have, you know, huge, great lashes. We're not working with great things to start with. So this is what we have. I definitely won't be going outside today, but we're gonna see how this wears today, and I'll put my full thoughts in a pinned comment at the top of the comments down below. Let me know what products out of this bunch, if any, you think look good for fall or any other time. And if you have not seen my new video on bronzer, contour, blush, I will have that linked here for you. If you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.